Good evening, good to have you with us in the 9 p.m. edition of the Urban Debate. More trouble in terms of pollution that's visible in our faces. In the national capital, we take that as an example. The situation perhaps no different in many other parts of our country. As air pollution reaches severe category post Diwali in many parts of North India and the national capital. What became the other big challenge and very visible as a sign of just how bad things are was the frothing in Yamuna River. Videos from Yamuna Bank showing people making Chhat Puja offerings, taking dip in the holy river of Yamuna was more like the toxic foam-filled river. These are the visuals that we saw today going viral. Only going on to show how the river that has been neglected for years now, for years together by successive governments and various authorities involved, is slowly dying. That's what this pollution, this toxic foam shows you. And on days when hundreds of these devotees would want to come by the banks of the river for a holy dip, all they're actually dipping into is toxin, not some kind of a purifying water, but extremely harmful chemicals in that river water. What obviously happened was blame game, as it always does between states, various states putting onus on each other as to who's really responsible for saving Yamuna or any of India's dying rivers, which are completely polluted right now. But before we get into a conversation of saving river Yamuna and how polluted it has become, and this double whammy for people from the national capital, I want to play out a report that we got from the banks of Yamuna.
Air and fresh drinking waters are not only basic amenities, but these are fundamental rights that we have as human beings. But as we were talking about the deteriorating air quality index and the rising level of air pollution in the national capital and NCR region, now we have concerns related to the water pollution. I'm right now standing at the bank of Yamuna River. And if I can ask my video journalist Mukesh Kumar to show you the visuals of the bank of Yamuna River, which is full of froth and foam, which is floating. And this has been accumulated as a reason of high levels of ammonia and phosphate in the water. And that's the reason that this is causing a huge level of problems to the devotees who have come here to perform Chhat Puja. Now, today is the first day of the Chhat Puja and it's a 4-day festival, and the Delhi government has also declared 10th of November as a public holiday in the national capital so that they can celebrate, the devotees can come and celebrate Chhat Puja. But how do you see devotees taking a holy dip in this polluted water? This is frost and foam which is floating in front of you, and to our viewers, these are the visuals that had made global headlines back in 2019 also, with the kind of water pollution that was visible. And now, clearly, this year also the situation has not changed a bit. The political parties are putting blame game, and there's a war of words taking place between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP MPs. But on the ground, it's the Aam Aadmi that is suffering. Right now, when Manoj Tiwari was here, who was a BJP MLA, a BJP MP, he was talking about the fact that how the Supreme Court now take a suo motu cognizance in this entire matter and pull up Arvind Kejriwal government on this. But on the other hand, the Arvind Kejriwal government blames it on the Haryana factories and the industrial waste that is coming in from the other states. So it's a blame game and a war of words that is going on between the political parties. But the reality is this, that we are living in unclean air, we are living in toxic air and toxic water now, and that's the kind of reality that we would like to show to our viewers also, that this is the frost and the foam that is floating in with high levels of ammonia and phosphate in Yamuna River. And as we stand on the banks of Yamuna River, it will be overwhelming or a very disturbing.
And often they themselves get corroded and break down, to the extent that just a few days ago, just recently, there was a water supply crisis. Water supply itself in the national capital was hit because of this pollution. Now, Blame game aside, all the grand announcements aside, all the thousands of crores of funds aside, what is real and true is what is visible on your screens. This is the reality of the river Yamuna in our country. Who is responsible and accountable? Who will fix this, or is it a lost cause? Hemchand Sharma, spokesperson of the BJP, joins me this evening. Jasmine Shah, Vice Chairperson for DDC, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. Dr. Fayaz Khutsar, in charge for Yamuna Biodiversity Park at the University of Delhi. Pankaj Kumar, a river activist, joining me this evening as well. Let me actually start off with Jasmine on this. Jasmine, not a new problem, not a problem that any of us are waking up to. Just obviously every time you see those visuals, it hits you what usually is just, part of some conversation in the background about pollution. What is being done to tackle this problem?
You're absolutely right. These are not new visuals. We've been seeing them for several years. Now, let me, for the benefit of your viewers, give a little bit of context.
The visuals that you see are from a particular point of the Yamuna River in Delhi. It is called the Okhla Barrage. And your viewers must also know that, and these are matter of records, it's there in black and white, that the Okhla Barrage comes under the administrative control of the UP Irrigation Department. And this is where two streams of water, one coming from UP, extremely polluted, untreated water of around 50 mgd, meets with 100 mgd of water coming from Haryana through the Najafgarh drain. Total 150 mgd of absolutely untreated water comes together, and that is why you see these visuals at Okhla Barrage. This is not the condition upstream of Yamuna, and I'm not saying upstream of Yamuna is absolutely pure, but a lot of work that comes under the control of Delhi government. We are doing a lot of work, a lot of sewage treatment plants have been prepared and ready, but you can't have one standard for the Delhi government and absolute wild west for the UP and Haryana government. The central government doesn't seem to care, and this is the same when it comes to air pollution. The entire region, the region surrounding Delhi, needs to be thought of, and similar standards should apply to all the governments. But what is happening is, every time only the visuals from Delhi are shown, and naturally the blame is put on the Arvind Kejriwal government, because we would like to be accountable for our actions, but you cannot have absolutely no check and balance and accountability of the UP and Haryana government. And today, the visuals that you see, which are absolutely shocking, are a result of this complete breakdown of any kind of a regional governance framework that is there in the national capital.
Breakdown of regional governance framework. Every problem of Delhi boils down to too many authorities, too many states at play, too many different governments and departments at play, and people of Delhi actually bearing the brunt of it. Mr. Hemchand Sharma, your response to that?
Kejriwal. They are talking about Okhla drainage. Okhla drainage comes when he ends on a Yamuna. The pictures are coming from the middle of the Delhi. So why you are targeting the Okhla drainage? There are the number of the drainage which you need to start treating, and the maximum problem is coming from the colonies which are on the bank of the Yamuna. Why you are not taking care of that? They are directly putting their sewage water into the Yamuna ji, and then I tell you that then the colony Molarabad drain, Saibabad drain, Rani Bagh drain, Tata drain are making Yamuna more polluted. And you promise in your manifesto multiple times you will make Yamuna cleaner so that everybody can drink that water. Even Kejriwal wanted to drink the water of the Yamuna ji. Why you are not doing anything? And you have a budget. You are running 4 advertisements daily onto the national TV, national newspapers all over the world. And why you cannot put the money onto the Yamuna ji? Because you don't have a intention, you don't have a right government, right people on a place.
No, but you are saying it is happening because of one drain and not the other drain, and that all the problems of river Yamuna emerge from one specific place? There has to be responsibility of the Haryana government, Uttar Pradesh government, central government, along with the Delhi government, Mr. Sharma.
Loud Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, please give me 1 minute, and then the thing will be clear. I agree, it is the combined effort, and everybody should work together. But what Delhi government is doing? Why Delhi government is not doing what they can do, what they should be doing? They are not treating their sewage water. If they treat, then at least 60 to 70% problem of Yamuna Ji get resolved or will resolve. The same thing is happening into the air pollution. Let me tell you, there are the 12 hot spots in Delhi, and the major problem is over there because of the local issues, the dust and the burning. You can say scrap burning in open, and maintenance work is happening over there. Bad roads. It is the report from the leading newspaper, leading TV channels. If they resolve this problem, 80% problem from those hot spots will get resolved. And if those problems get resolved from the hot spots, the nearby area will be also cleaner, and they'll also have a better air. The third thing, the problem which is coming from Punjab. So who is ruling in Punjab? Congress. Who is in opposition in Punjab? Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party is having an MLA and MP from there. They are already having a solution in Delhi. Why they are not sending that solution to their MLA in Punjab so that the farmer can use and farmer can stop burning their crop? Why they are burning their area? Because they are doing a politics, and both party, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, want vote, and they don't want to make any efforts to stop the farmers. So
Okay.
Punjab is doing.
So, Mr.
Punjab-
Sharma, I agree. There are many valid points that you're raising about stubble burning, but I'll request you to keep your commentary today to River Yamuna. We've had endless debates on air pollution and the blame game, and I know that also doesn't go anywhere. Let's stick to Yamuna today and what it is that you feel the central government, the UP government and Haryana government are doing or should do.
They are if Delhi government treat their sewage water, then Yamuna will be much more cleaner. And they don't want to do their own work, and they don't want to do what they can do. They already have a budget. They already have all the resources which they can mobilize, but they don't want to mobilize. They just want to put that money onto the advertisement or on a TV or on an ads. That's what they are doing. They don't want to do any work. They just want to blame sometime Haryana, sometime UP, sometime other states. So why? Who is stopping them to treat their sewage water? Why they're not doing it? All experts are blaming them, and they are in a government for last 7 years. They have not just started. They had enough time, and they made no improvement.
Okay, since you mentioned the experts, we will go across to them in just a bit. Jasmine, do you want to respond before I bring in our experts?
No, I mean, there's very little to respond. The BJP spokesperson is just parroting, absolute trope. There is no scientific basis to any of the assertions that he has made. And, the first of all, factually, again, he's gotten it wrong. This is, in fact, the Okhla barrage and the drainage that comes through the Okhla barrage and beyond. And that is where Sharda drain falls. And he should know that that comes under the UP irrigation. I don't think they believe in facts. They believe in giving absolute tangential answers. So there's very little to say, but to show the fact that Delhi government has consistently in every year written to the UP government exactly about this foam on Yamuna issue. There is papers, there are records that shows that we have been trying to, at least in the absence of the central government convening a meeting. Let me ask you, how many times the water minister of the government of India has called UP, Haryana and the Delhi environment minister to discuss about Yamuna? Zero. That is the kind of accountability, and this is the kind of interest that BJP has on environment. PM has only time to go to Glasgow and attend COP26, but he has not called a single meeting with the CMs of the neighboring states around Delhi NCR to discuss either air or water pollution. So absolutely, I think there is little rationale what the BJP person has here to offer. I would be more keen to hear from the experts as to what is it that we can do at a regional level, because again, Delhi government trying to better its sewage treatment plants when UP and Haryana, anything goes over there is not going to solve the problem. We will debate this issue years after years like we've been doing the last few years.
Okay, let's go across first up to Mr. Pankaj Kumar and see where he stands on this debate.
मैडम, इन लोगों की बात सुनकर सिर्फ एक ही बात कही जा सकती है कि आज जमुना जैसी पवित्र नदी जिसका स्थान गंगा के बाद आता है और जिसको हम गंगा जमुनी सभ्यता के में से भी जोड़कर देखते हैं, और छठ जैसा पर्व एक तरह से देखा जाए तो पूरी तरह से भारतीय आस्था जो है सियासत के भेंट चढ़ गई। थोड़ी देर पहले आपने पूछा कि रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, देखिए मैं आम आदमी पार्टी से अगर कहूं कि इनसे समाज एक तरह से कुछ अलग तरीके से उम्मीद करती है, क्योंकि वो पार्टी है ना, जो जन सरोकारों के विषय पर काम करने वाली या उसके हक या हकूक के लिए लड़ने वाली संस्थाएं थीं, जो अब पार्टी के रूप में दिखाई देती हैं। बड़े आसानी से इन्होंने कह दिया कि इसमें किन किन राज्यों का दोष है। मैं मानता हूं कि ये सभी राज्यों के, बाकी राज्यों के दोष होंगे, मगर क्या कभी जन सरोकार के विषयों पर काम करने वाली ये संस्था जो अब पार्टी के रूप में दिखाई देती है, कभी इसी जमुना के लिए सड़कों पर उतरी है क्या? अपने लोगों को साथ लेकर हरियाणा तक की मार्च या पंजाब तक जाने की कोशिश की है क्या? नहीं। रही बात सेंटर की, तो आप सेंटर के पास में सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड जो फोम आप दिखला रही हैं, वो इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट का फोम है। सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के पास में सेक्शन 4 के तहत एक इतनी बड़ी ताकत दी गई है, जिसमें कि वो किसी भी इंडस्ट्रीज को 24 घंटे की नोटिस के अंदर में बंद कर सकती है। मगर क्या सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड इस पर कोई तवज्जो देती है? तो जहां आस्था लाचार दिख रही है, वहीं मीडिया भी मुझे उतनी ही बेबस और लाचार दिख रही है कि पता नहीं कितने वर्षों से हम सब लोग ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स करते रहे हैं। जिन जगहों को आप दिखा रही हैं, मैं उन जगहों से आज ही 4 बजे के करीब में वहां से लौटा हूं, और ऐसे ही हालत है जैसी हालत आप दिखला रही हैं, अपनी आंख से देखकर, लोगों से मिलकर आया।
तो ये इसका हल, पंकज कुमार जी, इसका हल कहाँ है? स्ट्रेटजी रॉन्ग जा रही है, पॉलिटिकल विल नहीं है, या गलत तरीके से इसको अप्रोच किया जा रहा है कि जहाँ पे ट्रीटमेंट होना चाहिए, जहाँ पे पोल्यूटेंट्स को रोकना चाहिए, वहाँ नहीं रोक रहे हैं। वेयर आर वी गोइंग रॉन्ग इन फिक्सिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम?
इसमें प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ एक है, वो जिसकी वजह से कोई सरकार उस पर हाथ नहीं लगा रही है। प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जब आप इस वाटर पॉल्यूशन को आप ट्रीट करने के लिए या इसके रोकने की बात करेंगे, तो ग्राउंड वाटर कंटेमिनेशन से लेकर के इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूटेंट्स जो हैं, उन पे आपको हाथ लगाना पड़ेगा। जहां हाथ लगाने से सरकार कांपती है, चाहे वो राज्य की हो या केंद्र की हो। इसीलिए सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के पास में पावर होने के बावजूद भी वो इसका इस्तेमाल नहीं कर पाती है। जब तक कि दोनों सरकारें, चाहे राज्य की हो या केंद्र की हो, दोनों आपस में मिलकर सहयोगी की भूमिका निभाते हुए अगर कोई इस पे ठोस कदम नहीं करेंगे, तब तक ऐसे ही लाचारी, बेबसी दिखाई देती रहेगी, चाहे वो आस्था की हो या मीडिया की हो।
जी, Dr. Fayaz Khud sir, whether it is vehicular pollution, industrial air pollution, stubble burning, or whether it's the toxins and chemicals that industry after industry actually dumps in our rivers. All of these are man-made creations. All of these pollutants is what we are creating and where we are choosing to dump them. It's the choice is ours. Then is it so difficult to find a solution that doesn't kill our rivers?
I tell you, it's very interesting to see your discussion. And when you look at river must not be seen as a pipeline which carries water from one place to another place. And when I look at river Yamuna, it is just 60 years it has deteriorated to a level that today we are discussing a mighty river like Yamuna. When you look at Yamuna travels about 45-50 kilometers in Delhi from Palla to Okhla. When it reaches to Wazirabad, till Wazirabad it is all right, but the moment it crosses Wazirabad, quickly river becomes a sewer. And it is not one day job. As I told you, it took 60 years to kill this mighty river. And over a period of time, we kept finding what you call engineering solution for the river, and the result is in front of you. So I can simply tell you that there are solutions, and solution lies with your acceptability and scientific intervention, which we have done in Yamuna Basket Park, and we have created Neela House, and we are working near Ashram, in Kalandi Basket Park, in association with Delhi Development Authority. What we did actually, in fact, when you look at the sewerage are the main culprit for the river, and when you look at the river from Wazirabad up to Okhla, finding single drop of Himalayan water will be difficult. What you find that the historic 18 nalas, which was carrying storm water from Aravali, is now converted into raw sewage drain. And first is Najafgarh drain, where you see. What we need to evolve some system which is cost effective, low energy input or zero energy input, and which requires more natural solution to the water pollution. And we did it. An example is we need to work with constructed wetland system which can clean your sewerage before it reaches to River Yamuna without much complication. Similarly, you look at the historic grassland and you need to restore the floodplain wetlands, which are very, very important for rejuvenating River Yamuna. Until unless you restore floodplain wetland, rejuvenating Yamuna would be very, very difficult. Now come down to the foam and froth. Foam and froth many times is a natural process when plant dies and into water. There are soluble fat, which many times makes bubbles and create a thin layer of froth. But it goes away over a period of time, it disappears. But unfortunately, the foam today you see, it is not natural. How it happens? It happens because plenty of industrial waste, which includes detergent, going inside from various places. You cannot blame one because it's a joint and it is a responsibility for everybody and including me. So when you look at this, when you have a lot of phosphate, then probably the moment wind pressure goes high these days and it creates waves and rapids in water and foam creation takes place, because in detergent you have phosphate which has characteristic of lowering down surface, increasing surface tension of water, which makes bubbles. And when it creates bubbles, it becomes foam. And
Right.
these foams are not simple foams, mind it. When you have a high phosphate level, it creates skin irritation. And as one of our previous speaker already suggested, that one major culture program is going to happen in 2 days, and people enter into the water. And now you see the kind of irritation they will suffer. And when foam mixes with other pollutant, it further creates many problems. So it is not one day solution, but major biological inputs is required. And therefore, everybody, if sit together, probably we find a solution. And in a small way, we have done some experimentation, which has given very good result. And those results need to be replicated.
Okay, so let me ask this question. You make a valid point. This was said earlier on the conversation as well. Everybody needs to sit together and come find those solutions. And I want to take that point across to our political representatives. But before that, Mr. Pankaj Kumar wanted to say something. Go ahead.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि देखिए, अक्सर जब रिवर के पॉल्यूशन की बात होती है तो लोग जो है सीवर सिस्टम पे दोष लगाते हैं। रिवर में दो तरह के पॉल्यूटेंट्स अंदर जाते हैं, एक डोमेस्टिक और दूसरा इंडस्ट्रियल। इसमें कोई संदेह नहीं है कि क्वांटिटी के लेवल पर अगर आप देखेंगे तो डोमेस्टिक लेवल का जो पॉल्यूशन है वो ज्यादा जाता है और इंडस्ट्रियल का कम। मगर ये क्वांटिटी की बात नहीं है। इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट के जो पॉल्यूटेंट्स अंदर जाते हैं उसमें जिस तरह का हैवी मेटल्स एंड केमिकल्स होता है, वो अगर 1000 लीटर पानी अगर डोमेस्टिक वेस्ट का जा रहा है और इसका 100 लीटर भी अगर जा रहा होगा तो उसके अंदर के टॉक्सिकेंट्स जो हैं, जो उसके हैवी मेटल्स हैं, वो उसको ज्यादा खतरनाक बना देते हैं। पानी ऐसी चीज जिसका कोई कलर नहीं होता है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूशंस की वजह से उसका कलर बदल जाता है। आप किसी भी ग्लास में पानी को लें, सभी लोग जानते हैं, हर बच्चा जानता है कि पानी का कोई कलर नहीं होता है। मगर जब वहां से अगर आप ग्लास में उठाएं शीशे के गिलास में, तो उसका कलर क्यों दिखता है? इसलिए नहीं कि कोई इसमें रंग मिलाया गया है, इसलिए कि देखिए कि किस तरीके का टॉक्सिकेंट्स उसके अंदर में डाला जा रहा है, जो पानी जैसे उस तरह का जिसका कोई कलर नहीं है उसको भी कलरफुल बना दे रहा है। तो इसलिए इसको डोमेस्टिक वाले से इसको इंडस्ट्रियल से कंपैरिजन करना ठीक नहीं है। हम लोग हमेशा ये आवाज उठाते रहे हैं कि किसी भी तरीके का ट्रीटेड और अनट्रीटेड वाटर रिवर में ना डाला जाए, बेहतर होगा। मगर दोनों की लड़ाई में कभी-कभी बात जो है इंडस्ट्री की तरफ से ध्यान हट जाती है। आज जो भी फोम दिख रहा है वो इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट का है, डोमेस्टिक वेस्ट का नहीं है।
As a result of high content of high ammonia levels and high phosphate content, both largely industrial pollutants which are there in the river, leading to this foam. So it's the industrial drainage, the industrial dumping of pollutants that has to be looked into, and that's forever been the big conversation and the big debating point. Jasmine, when was the last time the 3 or 4 crucial departments and governments were actually able to sit together and discuss saving our rivers?
I'm glad you brought up the issue of industrial waste, because everybody is aware that there are practically the number of industries in Delhi have actually shrunk over the last decade or so, and to the point that especially the heavy polluting industries, there are absolutely more or less nil heavy polluting industries in Delhi. So the UP belt of Meerut, Muzaffarnagar and Saharanpur, which is full of industries, and that is the one that discharges its waste into Shadra drain that finally lands up at Okhla barrage. That is the route that this industrial waste is taking, and the scenes that you see today in front of your eyes are largely the result of that. So, we have to unpack the problem. We have to understand what are the different sources of pollution from different parts of the Yamuna River. And if the Okhla barrage is seeing largely UP and of course some part of Delhi, then the two governments need to sit together. That is precisely the reason every year we have written letters. We have said the decomposition of plants that Professor just spoke about. There are water hyacinth plants on the UP side of the Okhla barrage, which decomposes and releases phosphates, which when falls into the Yamuna River causes this foam. Again and again, there is absolutely no response from the UP Pollution Control Board, and neither the CPCB seems to be bothered about it. So you tell that if an elected government of Delhi, we are not saying money is the issue. We are willing to spend money on issues that can result in meaningful solutions. But if on one side one party wants to improve the situation, the other side people don't care, people don't respond to any suggestions, any letters, and nor is the center doing anything. They are turning a blind eye. Just tell us, how do you come out of this fix? And I think this is where the people through their ballot need to hold governments accountable. Until and unless pollution becomes an election issue, I'm afraid UP and Haryana and all other governments around Delhi will be bothered less.
Yeah, well, for that we'll have to also convince people that it is a big issue where the states can be held accountable because it is their job. 1,600, 1,700 crores that have been part of the Yamuna fund that the center has actually repeatedly put out. I don't know how much of that has actually been able to bring about a difference, and I will ask my experts if they can shed light on it. Yamuna Action Plan 1 and Yamuna Action Plan 2 together was about 2,000 crore rupees, of which 1,500 crore rupees was actually also spent.
Something?
Yes, and then subsequently for Yamuna Action Plan Part 3 for the national capital, 1,656 crore was sanctioned. But what are we seeing on ground? Not much change. Yes, Mr. Sharma. Okay, you go ahead, please.
I would like to ask my friend from the Aam Aadmi Party, who is stopping you to establish a plant and so that you can treat the water, whatever the water is going in the Yamuna from the Delhi. Who is stopping you? Have you ever tried to put any mechanism, scientific mechanism to stop it? No. And why you are not stopping the water which is directly coming from the unauthorized colonies which are lying on the bank of the Yamuna? Why you are not providing them the alternative routes so that their untreated water should not go to the Yamuna? Who is stopping you? You can do it independently. And you are talking about the Okhla. Okhla is the end of the Delhi. The pictures are coming from the middle of the Delhi or start of the Delhi.
Where is it coming from? Please get your facts right. You have absolutely no idea of where these pictures are from.
Please listen. I heard you completely. So please do your work. And you have an end of budget. And let me tell you, you are saying like it should be the election agenda. You made it election agenda. You promised in 2015.
That is why the people of Delhi have shown. Who can they believe?
Please listen.
People, how many seats have the people of Delhi given you?
We will clean the Delhi.
अरे आप बताइए ना, आपको कितनी सीट मिली है? दिल्ली के लोगों ने कितनी सीट दी है?
Means 2000. Now it's a 2021. 7 years are already gone. What you did? Nothing. Even the pollution level is increasing. It's not decreased. Even if you would have done 50% of work, then pollution levels would have been decreased.
Okay, I have a request. I have a request for both panelists. Let's do this.
You just use that money
for half an hour. Okay, Mr. Sharma, for half an hour, both you and Jasmine have focused on where the problem lies and the owners. Let me
if
ask you a
give me just
question.
30
Let's
seconds.
try and
Just give me
approach it
30
in a
seconds.
different way.
Just
Allow
give
me,
me
please. Mr. Sharma, I'm asking you only a question. Let's approach it a different way, please. You've now made all of your political points. The blame game between BJP and AAP, between Delhi and the other states has happened. Let me ask you this
go ahead.
question. From the central government and the BJP governed states from where river Yamuna also flows through, what have you done?
I can give you the example of Sabarmati. Now, how clean Sabarmati is.
No,
everybody
I'm
can
asking
see.
you about
And
Yamuna.
people are-
I'm asking you
telling
about
the
Yamuna. Tonight we're discussing
Yamuna.
Yamuna.
I'm telling you.
What has
Yamuna ji
Haryana
also.
done about it? What has
Please,
Uttar
please.
Pradesh done
Yeah,
about it?
Let me tell you about the Yamuna ji also.
Yeah.
Yamuna ji is not polluted. If you see in Haryana, the moment it comes Delhi, the moment the sewage water enter into the Yamuna from Delhi, it gets polluted, it gets toxic. Like if you go to the Haryana, you will not find such toxic hills.
No,
of-
Mr.
just
Sharma,
like,
you're highly mistaken when you say that.
No,
Just
please tell me,
because
please tell me the
there
place,
is a
please tell me
mountain
the
of
place.
foam, Mr. Sharma, just because you don't see mountain of foam and devotees plunging into it doesn't mean that Yamuna was clean before it entered Delhi, and it's only Delhi's responsibility. Repeatedly, experts here are saying.
Take a sample. The 200, 300 times more toxic you will find in Delhi because it is of untreated sewage water is going to the Yamuna ji, and they are not stopping the unauthorized industry, illegal industry, which is going
My
on.
attempt here is a little different. I am hoping if you will listen, you will understand what I am trying to do. Khemchand Sharma, it's very simple. I am trying to now make you and Jasmine accountable for what you can do and what not the other person has failed to do. If you give me two examples. दो एग्जाम्पल दे दीजिए यमुना के लिए केंद्रीय सरकार ने योगी सरकार ने क्या किया बता दीजिए
योगी सरकार दिल्ली के बाद करेगी मैडम
तो दिल्ली के बाद भी कर सकती है ना वही नदी बह रही है नई नदी नहीं निकली बाद में
यमुना जी we are releasing our water from Ganga ji to Yamuna ji so that we can have a better water into the Mathura and Vrindavan. But Delhi is making...
Mr. Sharma, I don't think you're understanding how problems of pollution are addressed. I am not asking you how you're beautifying the river for your tourist destinations and destinations of Mathura. I'm asking you how are you fixing the problem of pollution?
We are working on fixing the problem. The problem is the Delhi government. They don't want to do anything.
So, Jasmine, two things that the Delhi government has done since you have come to power in terms of installing treatment plants, sewage treatment plants or water treatment plants.
Who is installing
I'll
them?
not tell you two things. I'll tell you three things. And unlike the BJP spokesperson, I am here to tell about the work that Delhi government is actually doing, not to evade and only to blame and accuse. What are the three major initiatives? And this is the long-term action plan that Delhi is working on. We have made a fair bit of progress. And in the next 3 to 4 years, you will see a lot of results.
7 years are already
now,
gone.
first and foremost, please, can I finish?
Yeah, but please tell, it's a 100-year plan or 200-year plan?
7 years, आपकी बात,
7 years are already
बात हो
done.
गई. आपको पार्टी ने जो पॉइंट्स दिए थे बता दिए ना आपने अभी मुझे बात करने दीजिए.
तो आप बताइए ना तो लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान मतलब कितने
there are
साल का?
three major
Okay,
action
Jasmine
points.
Shah,
This is
can
no way
I
to
can I
talk.
now
This is
just
no
hear
way to talk,
Jasmine
please.
Shah, please? Mr. Sharma,
No,
let
no.
him speak. Let him speak. Yes.
So the three-pronged strategy on which Delhi government is working are hereforth. First, we are increasing the total capacity of our sewage treatment plants in Delhi. When in 2015, only around 40 to 50% of the sewage of Delhi was getting treated in the sewage treatment plants because those kinds of capacities were never built. So in 70 years of governance, we had managed to build only 50% of sewage treatment plant. Today, we have reached around 75 to 80%. Lot of investment, lot of work, still around 20 to 25%. The Chandraval plant and many other plants are still being expanded and built so that we can deal with the entire sewage of Delhi. The second strategy is that we are working on this project of City of Lakes, which is about doing decentralized sewage treatment. So there are a lot of, more than 600 water bodies of Delhi which are notified, but which are cesspools. And what Delhi government has done is done completely bioremediation and setting up decentralized STP so that you don't have to pump this sewage, waste energy and treat it at one point and discharge into Yamuna. You can treat them in a local level and it can go into the groundwater. The third thing we have done is to ensure that the sewage pipeline infrastructure is strengthened. Unauthorized colonies in Delhi, the way and the time in which it were planned, neither water nor sewage lines were laid. over the last 5-6 years, more
Yeah.
than 70% of our unauthorized colony today are connected with sewage treatment network. Another problem we found is that sewage pipeline were late, but people were not willing to pay the 3 or 4,000 rupees for the last mile connection. Arvind Kejriwal government has waived that. Today, you can get a sewage connection from your house, even if you're in an unauthorized colony, for free. And the final thing, the fourth thing we have done is that still in outer parts of Delhi, you will see that there are these sumps. These are where local feces are collected, and people don't get trucks to have it removed, and therefore it actually leaches into the ground and pollutes. We've launched another scheme where the people don't have to pay to get trucks and collect all the feces. They can call a Delhi government DJB number, Delhi Jal Board number, and the government pays for collection in remote corners of Delhi. No other state government has this scheme. So, there are we are not bound by the number of solutions we will be working on. If
Okay.
we
Okay,
hear that
okay.
there are
So
two
now
more
let's
things we'll
say
be
you
doing,
have
we'll be working on.
you've covered a few steps. You also have a long way to go, that you also know. But here is the point. Delhi in isolation cannot be the only problem solver when it comes to this. Both of our experts want to make points, and I'm going across to them.
Yes.
Dr. Khutsar, to you first, and then I'll go across to Pankaj Kumar. Dr. Khutsar, go ahead, please.
It's very interesting to see that the river Yamuna, when come to Delhi, it covers about 2% of total area, because it travels about 1,400 kilometers. In 2% area, it gives 70-80% pollution. But it's not that alone Delhi is responsible. But many cities coming together and creating problem for the river. So therefore, it's a combined responsibility, and we do not require rocket science, because ecology is a science which need which brings solution right from the site. So therefore, as I suggested you, that few examples has been created in Delhi, and that those examples need to be replicated, because Honorable NGT has also suggested that through Barasti Park model given by Professor C.R. Babu can be replicated all along the river across the country to find out solution for water pollution and in air pollution also, because they are the biological barriers which stops PM 2.5 and others. So therefore, best practices across the country, we need to find out, and we need to implement it instead of going at the other intricacy. Simple solutions need to be implemented at the ground. And until we implement it, how will clean the river? We need not to fight, we need to sit together, find out solution, implement it, and there are some best practices already exist in Delhi.
Yeah, and what is, just to add to the point that you just made, we have to come together and find these solutions. What we are seeing is blame game and waiting for the other side to take a bigger lead and to do more. What is the UP government said? That the Delhi government must clean the first stretch of Yamuna, then we will take the initiative thereafter. What is it that Haryana government said? That high concentration of ammonia is due to the design of the STP. We are releasing water whenever it is required. The Delhi government needs to ensure that the treatment of water has to happen. So from both sides, the responsibility is that somebody else must start, and then we will do what we need to do. Delhi government is constantly saying that UP and Haryana are releasing uncontrolled pollutants, and which is adding to the problem no matter how many treatment plants we set up here.
But we are not waiting for them.
You are not waiting for them.
We have a plan.
Yeah,
absolutely. We are doing what we absolutely must.
But you haven't started in last 7 years. You are just identifying the plan. You are just talking, but you haven't started anything. Why? You were supposed to complete your work in 5 years.
कहाँ से आप लेके आए हैं डेटा कि कुछ शुरू नहीं हुआ है?
Let me tell you.
Are you aware about the total sewage treatment capacity generated in Delhi? You can't talk about one thing that the UP government has done for Yamuna. आप चुप रहिए.
In next 2 to 3 years.
You have absolutely nothing. You have been exposed.
Okay. I think Mr. Khemchand Sharma, nobody here is saying that the Delhi government has passed with... Mr. Sharma, may I? Nobody here is saying that the Delhi government or Arvind Kejriwal has passed with flying colours in cleaning Yamuna or doing their effort. But I think what has just happened is that Jasmine at least enlisted out 4 things that they have done. So to the argument that you're making that they've not even started doesn't stand. They need to do a lot more.
No, it's not enough. Like, just please.
Of course, it's not enough. That's why we are seeing. That's why we are seeing toxins. But it's collective responsibility. I will ask you again. Give me two things that the BJP ruled governments have done at the center or state level.
They are not serious, and they are not taking that big steps. They are just cosmetic steps they are taking so that they can put.
So how is that an excuse? How is that an excuse for Haryana and Uttar Pradesh and central government to say you are not serious? You should do it first, then we will do.
Let me tell you. Uttar Pradesh is absolutely right because Yamuna Ji and Uttar Pradesh comes after the Delhi. Whatever Uttar Pradesh do, it will be useless unless Delhi treat the water. If Delhi continue send the water, bad water to the UP, then UP whatever.
So by same logic, what should Haryana do? Then by same logic, what should Haryana do?
So now, please, I agree. So Haryana is doing its part, and Haryana is not releasing the toxic water to the Delhi.
No, Mr. Sharma, you're highly mistaken about that fact. Pankaj Kumar has patiently waited for his turn.
Delhi and by Delhi government.
Okay, Pankaj Kumar, go ahead, please.
एक बात मैं अपने दोनों साथियों से जो पार्टी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं उनको क्लियर कर दी कि और शायद इनको पता भी होगा कि जब भी कोई एक नदी एक राज्य से बहकर दूसरे राज्य में प्रवेश कर जाती है तब वो इंटर स्टेट कहलाती है और उस पे कानून बनाने उसको सुरक्षित या व्यवस्थित रखने की जिम्मेवारी उस सिर्फ एक राज्य या दो राज्य की नहीं होती है तब वो स्टेट एंड सेंटर सभी का उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन हो जाता है ये गवर्नमेंट की रूल है और वैसे ही जब कोई नदी दो राज्यों से बढ़कर किसी दूसरे देश में चले जाए तब उसको वो इंटरनेशनल लेवल उसको कर जो गंगा के लिए है इस वक्त हम बात जमुना की कर रहे हैं तो ये जिन राज्यों से बहकर निकलती है एक राज्य से ज्यादा बढ़कर इसलिए सेंटर और स्टेट की बराबर की जिम्मेवारी बनती है चाहे वो उसके एरिया में 5 किलोमीटर का रेंज पड़ता हो या 500 किलोमीटर का रेंज पड़ता हो अगर वो स्टेट को टच करता है तो सभी स्टेट्स की बराबर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है इसके पहले पार्टी के प्रवक्ताओं ने कहा पैसे खर्च करने की बात आज जमुना की हालत पैसों की वजह से नहीं है इच्छा शक्ति की वजह से है रही बात पैसे की तो सीएजी की रिपोर्ट्स पुरानी रिपोर्ट्स निकाल कर देख लें जब इसमें रिवर के लिए पैसे सैंक्शन किए जाते हैं तो दो तरह के पैसे होते हैं एक सेंटर के द्वारा और एक स्टेट के द्वारा जो सेंटर के द्वारा पैसा खर्च किया जाता है उसमें सेंटर और स्टेट मिलकर खर्च करता है जिन 2000 करोड़ की बात कर रही हैं वो सेंटर का है पैसा जिसमें वर्ल्ड बैंक का भी पैसा लगा होता है इस रिपोर्ट्स को अगर आप देखें हर रिपोर्ट बनने से पहले जब ये प्रोग्राम बनाकर देते हैं तो उसका एक इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट प्रोग्राम बनाया जाता है और डिटेल लिखा रहता है कि ये जब काम करेंगे तो उसका इम्पैक्ट कैसा होगा क्या पिछली सरकार या अभी की सरकार या पिछले 4 वर्षों में जो काम किया है उनके उसका इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट क्या व्हाइट पेपर के रूप में सेंटर या स्टेट जनता के सामने या मीडिया के सामने रख सकती है नहीं क्योंकि उसमें बहुत से तरह की दिक्कतें हैं जो उस रिपोर्ट्स में देखी गई हैं कितने जमाने से हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि नदियों को अगर साफ करना है तो वो इच्छा शक्ति की जरूरत है राजनीतिक इच्छा शक्ति की जरूरत है और सामाजिक और सरकार की भागीदारी के बगैर ये संभव नहीं है आप इसको पैसों से तोलने की कोशिश करेंगे तो हमेशा कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ड्रिवन कार्यक्रम होगा न कि नदियां साफ होंगी इसीलिए 2000 करोड़ 5000 करोड़ 10,000 करोड़ आप खर्च करते चले जाएं हम सब लोग इस पर प्रोग्राम करते चले जाएं मगर इसका कोई निष्कर्ष नहीं निकलेगा
Mr. Pankaj Kumar, you've put it so beautifully that I really don't think I have anything else more to say, and I'm going to thank you for actually putting it out and saying it as is. जो है सच्चाई है कहाँ हम गलत जा रहे हैं वो जिस तरीके से आपने रखा है उसके आगे अब कुछ कहने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं. Thank you so much to all of the panelists for joining me on this conversation, and I agree with what Pankaj Kumar is saying. For years now, we can continue having this conversation just like we do for air pollution, now for river pollution. Year after year, we can have these conversations. We can invite the political representatives. We can invite the experts. We can tell you what's going wrong. The experts can tell you how it can be fixed. Political parties can talk about what they have done, indulge in a bit of blame game because that also is part of their political setup. But where are we going with it? Is the air getting any cleaner? Is the water getting any purer? Or are we just headed in a direction of a complete environmental disaster? Are we even following the rules that we are creating? Are we even implementing policies that we are creating? Are we even looking at the impact of the policies that we have implemented to see whether it's working or not? If not, then like Pankaj Kumar said, 2000 crore pani mein aur bhi aise hi hoga. It's not about the money, it is about the political will to bring about a change collectively without actually making this about you versus us. Thank you for joining us.